Previously on Two Up and Overloaded. We made the long and strenuous journey across the island of Java, Indonesia, to come to Mount Bromo. We hadn't arrived at Bromo yet.
No.
That was going to be, that was going to be today's journey. I mean, we had been dreaming of going to Mount Bromo since before we ever arrived in Southeast Asia.
Usually I don't like to look at like pictures of where we're going, but this one, like, it looks like you're looking at, you know, Science Weekly. Like we found new volcanoes on Mars, and it's like, whoa.
We got as far as the town of Batu, which is right outside of Malang. And it's basically the closest city to the Mount Bromo National Park area, which was our destination. Good morning. It's our big Bromo day. We're gonna go find some breakfast right now and then get packed and on the road. So we woke up that day super excited. We found this awesome place for breakfast. They've got all sorts of different food, tempeh, fried things, rice, sauce, and beef. Ooh, that's a rarity.
Hot water.
And
What's
hot
her
water
name?
for coffee.
What is your name, brother?
Suratno. My name is Suratno.
Suratno?
This is my wife, is Mr. Ida Arianti.
Ita. It's very, very nice to meet you. Thank
It
you.
actually wasn't going to be that long of a ride to our hotel that we had booked right on the rim of the crater, the giant crater of the Mount Bromo area.
Yeah.
But we were concerned about the day's ride.
There was something called the Sea of Sand that we had been forewarned about, and one thing that our motorcycle Dorco does not handle well, or seas or sand or any combination of. So yeah, we wanted to give ourselves plenty of time.
I was very worried about the day's journey because our motorcycle, we've named it Dorco, but it is a Bajaj Pulsar 220. It's kind of old. It has had quite a few issues during our journey across Indonesia so far. And yeah, everything about the Sea of Sand sounded really bad. We'd gone through sand before on our 7 years of traveling around the world, and it's never fun on a motorcycle, especially a big, heavily loaded motorcycle. I mean, we are two up and overloaded. We have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and this motorcycle itself is very heavy. So I was not looking forward to this.
Alright.
What is it?
Tastes like corn chips.
Corn chips. Yep. Almost like a nacho. That's so nice.
Like a nacho.
And then we have these fried things. This one. The sauce is super spicy. Tempeh and beef. The beef tastes like cardamom and nutmeg. And then the curry is lemongrassy and coconutty. Looks pretty cloudy today, but also somewhat sunny. So what's that called? Partly cloudy? Who knows what it's going to be on top of Mount Bromo, though. That is very high up in altitude for Java. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Crossing through the Sea of Sand will not be too terrible. So the Sea of Sand is within this huge outer crater of an old distinct supervolcano that is basically the outline of the entire Bromo National Park area. It has lots of volcanoes within it as well, but we needed to go up the crater rim and then down into the crater itself, which is where the Sea of Sand is, to go up again to another rim to get to our hotel. And that was really the only way to get there.
Yeah.
So,
Challenge accepted.
challenge
Place your
accepted.
bets now. We'll give you a second. Do you think we make it or not? comments below.
All right, time to get packed up, get on the road. We made really good progress yesterday, so it should be a pretty short day. At least that's what Google says, but I do not trust that sea of sand within the crater of Mount Bromo. So I'm giving us a ton of time to go through there. I think we're gonna need it. We were on a mission, so we had to get packed up and get going early that day because it wasn't gonna be a long day, but it was going to be a tough day. To Mount Bromo, yay!
It was traffic again, which we're used to in Indonesia, but never get used to, you know. It's slightly fun, you know, weaving in and out, and we know friends, we've met friends around the world that love riding through this crazy, maddening traffic. And they have a lot more zen and chi and either yen. I think I'm mostly yang.
After the city of Malang, the road started to go up and up and up and twist through these rural villages, and we started to get views of the beautiful valley below.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a long crawl up the side of, you know, this, I don't think it was a mountain range, but this super volcano.
Yeah.
You know, really, really tight U-turns that, you know, get you going steep and steep. I'm hoping Dorco can make it every time I turn because it's just, you know, on the verge of just not having enough power.
It started to get cooler and cooler as we raised in elevation. And the foliage of the trees changed completely. It wasn't as tropical as the rest of Java had been. And all of a sudden we started seeing these pine trees. That was really, really cool. I mean, I felt like I was in another country. Like this was no longer the Indonesia that I knew, but it's still Indonesia. It's just this incredible different landscape that we hadn't seen before. So we were taking this really windy, twisty road to the town of E73. And from there, we came to the gate to Mount Bromo National Park.
You know, they kind of wave you over to buy your tickets and such.
So this is the entrance to Mount Bromo National Park. And this is where we're going to have to pay for our tickets before entering the park. This is the last stop of civilization.
Hey everyone, nice to have you here. We are Tim
And Marissa Notier.
I ride in the front
And I'm in the rear.
We travel the world and we pack too much gear.
Oh, all the places we'll go.
Through rain and through sleet and through mud and through snow.
Oh, all the things we'll see.
We've been to a country or two.
Or three. Oh, all the fun we've had.
You have you along would make us real glad.
So give us a like and
Hit subscribe to join us along our epic ride.
It is legitimately much colder up here. They're selling hats here, they're selling scarves. Take a look at the ladies across the street. I'm happy to see that there are a lot of motorcycles going into the park. So that gives me hope that hopefully it won't be too sandy or really, really, really deep sand. But who knows? Maybe they just go to the rim and take a look and then go back. Who knows? There was a problem with this road. So the whole time that we were going up this crater rim, we kept seeing these brightly colored Jeeps.
Not a smart place to stop, dude.
A lot of people rent these Jeeps, these four-wheel drive vehicles that they can easily take through the sea of sand because normal vehicles really would struggle through it.
Yeah.
So they rent these Jeeps. They don't really know how to necessarily drive these Jeeps.
No.
And they take over these narrow roads and leave us almost no space.
The issue is they maintain the center of the road. So if there's, two sides for two lanes and then down the middle is that dotted, split of the lane, they ride that middle dot like it's the track, and if you're in the way, even if they have more than enough room, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, already it was getting to be pretty treacherous riding. And then to add on top of that, all of these Jeeps that were overtaking the road and running us off the side. Yeah, it was very scary.
Indeed. They're such nice people, so I know they're not trying to be complete jerks. It's just the driving
Well, a lot of
etiquette
them may
is
not be
just-
from Indonesia.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of tourists from all over the world, and they're coming and they're renting these Jeeps. And so they may not be used to the Jeeps. They may not be used to driving on that side of the road. They may not be used to twisty roads that go up and up and up through the mountains. I mean, this is a lot to ask of these people, but you did a great job.
Yeah, and I got past the first of the issues of the day, which were the sea of Jeeps. Which, yeah, and all different colors, the Skittles riding up the mountain, dodging and weaving them.
We made it to Mount Bromo. After we crested the rim of that super volcano, we came to the other side of it, and then you could see the entire sea of sand and the entire huge crater. This is the view from the side of the road of the entire crater of the volcano, Mount Bromo.
The clouds, it was still pretty hazy, but we could see, I didn't even know what I was looking at. There was, one of the things was probably Bromo. I didn't know if the whole thing was Bromo, but there was a smoking crater. There was this mega thing sticking out of the earth like a Hershey kiss. It looked absolutely stunning.
There are volcanoes within the volcano. So the actual volcano of Bromo is just one of the volcanoes of that area. And that super volcano that we were on the edge of was one that had erupted so long ago. And now it has taken the form of these smaller ones that are active. We had this view of the sea of sand and the spewing volcano of Bromo itself in the distance, along with other hills from other volcanoes.
Yeah, it was surreal. This little puffin monster in the background of like this insane plateau of earth that sharply rose out of the ground that's all self-contained into a super volcano. It's like, this is a joke. This is this is not real, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
So can we come back here tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, I plan on spending all day just
Yeah.
filling up 40 gig worth of
Yeah.
pictures for you. I mean, this is what you really wanted to do.
No,
so.
for sure.
I was excited to, you know, ride down these twisty little roads, avoid more Jeeps, of course.
Hati-hati, y'all.
And I was really nervous about the sea of sand, and that was all that was on my mind since the morning. You know,
Yeah.
I woke up, drank my coffee, and I was like, the sea of sand is going to be an issue, so let's just get that over with ASAP. But yeah, epic ride down the opposing side of the rim down into the sea of sand.
Wow. Oh my god.
We're fine, yo.
You nailed it. That was scary. And then suddenly the pavement stopped. And it was sand. And this is not normal sand. This is volcanic ash. It's gray, it's gritty, it's really tough on the skin if you're to feel it. It kind of gets in the air. You can see that a lot of the pictures we take is kind of got this haze to it because the volcanoes are erupting within this crater, and so it's going into the air. These pyroclastics are everywhere, and it settles to become the sea of sand. Over thousands and thousands of years, it has created a desert within the middle of tropical Java, Indonesia. It's incredible, but also very tough.
So when the front wheel first hit the sand, hell, this isn't all that bad at all, you know? Like, this is, what was I concerned about this whole time? But that's just where, like, everybody is funneled down onto the asphalt. And so if there's any compact part of the sea of sand, it's the entrance and the exit. And then the rest of it kind of just spans out to engulf the entire valley of the super volcano, and you can pretty much drive anywhere. It gets all torn up, and then the sand itself becomes really loose, and you know, you become kind of stuck in some of these channels of sand. Yeah, it quickly, I bit my tongue after I was like, yeah, this isn't all that bad. And then, you know, football field in, I'm like, whoa. And again, it's 2 football fields wide of opportunity to drive anywhere. And I'm picking my line, but like almost every Jeep, I'm sorry, I'm a Jeep hater now, folks. But like every Jeep would just kind of like get right in front of me and then just not turn. I'm like, you have so easily can turn any direction that you want to avoid me, and I'm stuck in my little rut trying not to drop. And they just play chicken with me, and it's just like, I just don't understand.
I'm gonna need a break. Better, I think.
There was a surprising amount of traffic within the sea of sand. Not only are there those Jeeps, everywhere, you know, going pretty fast, some of them. But there were also a lot of other motorcycles.
It's super cool. There were actually like 50% motorcycles of the two-wheeled variety, and then there were like these little scooters, these little scoopies they call them, that are like, you know, budget Vespas with two girls on them. They're sitting side saddle.
And you're like, woohoo!
Yeah.
People were having a blast going through that sand on the motorcycles. You know, I think of going through sand on a motorcycle as a pretty strenuous activity and really, really tough. But seeing these people that just were like taking a joyride out for the day on their little scooters, they were having such a fun time going through this. I mean, this was clearly what they came for, was to go through the sand and just enjoy it. And it gave me a different outlook of the struggles that we were going through.
For sure. And so on the side of the main kind of tore up road are these little paths that, you know, Jeeps don't go down, and the dirt bikes, they're having the time of their lives. They're having zero issues. But the Dorco and Scoopy section were to the sides. And, you know, there were still some, you know, difficult little deep pockets there. But that's where we were hanging out, and it wasn't bad. And then I kind of get to enjoy the view a little bit more, not just like, you know, white-knuckled and laser focused. And yeah, it was really, really fun.
It was.
It's better than swiveling through sand. Take bumps. Steady bumps.
This is the big one up here. Alright. So is that Bromo? Like, what's Bromo? Are we in Bromo, which is like
This
a...
whole crater is Bromo National Park.
Alright, so
and
we're...
then I think each one of these have different names.
And eventually, we came to a part where people got pretty funneled down this one giant track. And it had leveled out pretty well. The sand there was pretty compact, and we were really enjoying it.
But it does always have your surprise, like, oopsie-loosey stuff. So, like, you know, you can never be like, oh, all right, the bad stuff is over. We can relax, because that's where you get sidewonked.
Yes.
Look at this little pony.
Oh my gosh. The pink god.
Our destination that day was to get to the hotel on the other side of the crater. And so we were just cruising along through the sea of sand, getting a little complacent, I have to say. And then out of nowhere, the sand just got really deep, really squirrely, and we just fell over.
It just swallowed Dorco whole like a sandworm from Dune. It was just, you know, Thumper. We should call this bike Thumper.
Yeah.
It was a slow fall, and it was the first fall that we've ever had on Dorco.
Yeah.
And yeah, no humans or bike parts snapped.
Amazingly.
We were all safe.
You ready? Say you try to lift by this yellow thing with all your might, all right? That's your grab.
But it was definitely a mood changer, because so far we had felt like we had really been conquering this sea of sand, and then the moment you have that first fall, and then you have to pick up the bike, and it's so heavy, and the sand is so deep. It's a downer.
Yeah.
Let's get it like halfway up, and then 1, 2, 3.
So we righted the bike, and got back on, and it was slow going for a little while.
The Sea of Sand was absolutely incredible, and it reminded me of some of the sections of the BDRs we've been on in either Arizona or Colorado. It's just this stunning scenery on this beautiful landscape that you can't believe you got there on two wheels, and just the excitement level was through the roof. And we immediately thought of Emmaus Tours, who are absolutely incredible back in the States.
I know you guys are watching this video and thinking, wow, that looks incredible. But some of the world's greatest natural wonders are really hard to get to. A lot of these places in the world have their own sea of sands that are just tough going, but it is so worth it to be in that incredible spot. And there are lots of those places in the United States that the backcountry discovery routes go to. And those roads are tough, but they are worth it to take those roads.
Yeah, when you're across seas, what you need is a good captain.
Yes, exactly. It is so much better to have a guide with you that can tell you the most difficult spots, have you avoid them, help you when you do fall over, and just overall make some great camaraderie as you're riding with fellow motorcycle riders on these incredible roads.
So if you want to experience some amazing riding in the United States, be sure to check out EmmausMototours.com.
EMMAUS Mototours.com.
We got back to asphalt and it was super nice.
Yes.
Then it just immediately turns and cranks back up at a very, very steep angle. Dorco has power, but not a lot.
No.
Like Scotty from Star Trek could not
Warp speed that
could not help us.
More speed.
Even the house she's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, our hyperdrive broke long ago, and we were crawling up, and we had maintained speed. There's no way that I could stop. I'm following this little blue line on Google Maps because that's the only thing that I know. And before I knew it, it said I had passed the turn, where I was like, there wasn't even a turn there. And so I kind of pull over to the side, and I see this little off branch, this little split in the road that goes up something, and I'm like, crap, we're supposed to turn there. The road was just demolished.
No way.
There was no way. I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And so I had to pull another U-turn and get back up to the top of this mega hill.
The problem was this road was so steep. When you're at a standstill, it's so hard to get the momentum going, and Dorco just couldn't do it.
No. First gear, I could like to call it half gear, with the clutch like still pulled in a little bit, and just I couldn't climb. It was just, and finally it kind of caught, and we were kind of chugging, and then it just didn't have enough grit, and then we started to like slide backwards.
We had thought that all of our problems were over because we had crossed the Sea of Sand
And dodged
successfully.
the Skittle Jeeps,
Yes. And now we're on asphalt. We're very, very close to where the hotel is. We're going up to the town. I mean, what could possibly go wrong now? And all of a sudden, our motorcycle can't make it. We're sliding backwards. And if you have ever been a passenger on a motorcycle that cannot get up the hill and it just slides backwards, this is one of the most terrifying feelings ever. You just have no control and you're going back. We were able to get stopped to the point where I could jump off.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we're gonna have to push this all the way up.
Where?
Well, there were some people,
There's
some local guys.
A group of like teenagers.
Yeah.
Like pulled over, they saw that we were struggling, they jumped off their little scooters, got behind Dorco, and started pushing. And you know, Marissa and I were on our intercoms, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going. This sucks for you because you have a long way to walk, but I'm not stopping again.
I couldn't believe it. These guys had come out of nowhere and they just dropped everything they were doing to help us. And I don't think we would have been able to get up that hill if it wasn't for their generosity and kindness.
Absolutely.
So I thanked them. They were so helpful and just started trudging up the steep, steep road after Tim. 8,000 feet. Oh, it's hard to breathe. We're here catching our breath. That was awful. I felt like the bike wouldn't get in first gear.
It doesn't have enough gusto in first gear. It was in gear.
Really? It was just
sucks.
sliding backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, look how beautiful. Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to try to guide me in because
I will.
Google Maps just got me doing a U-turn and coming back. So.
Okay, I can do that. This is the town of our destination. Now we just have to find the hotel. Thank goodness this road was paved. But yeah, we tried to turn around because Google was like, no, go that way. That was a really bad idea. Turn around once. They're like, oh, we'll turn around twice. The road is too steep to turn around on and Dorco has no power. Ugh. Finally, we made it up to the top of the hill, the top of the crater rim on the other side of the Sea of Sand. But we decided, all right, it's a little bit early to be checking into the hotel anyway. We need and deserve a break. So we found this nice little place. So we found this little cafe. They had food, they had croissants, they had coffee, and actually it was quite cold up there.
Yeah.
So it was nice to warm up as well.
And as we were just mingling inside this little diner, this little cafe, as soon as we walked back out, like the mist had overtaken it.
Look at all this mist that rolled in. Wow, you can't see anything anymore. The view is totally gone. It's a good thing we came when we did. Wow, amazing how quickly the weather changes. And it's brisk. I could see how it gets quite cold here.
Didn't see it coming. I didn't see it from the opposing side, looking down, while in the valley, while climbing back up. And now it's just like we're just in, you know, some 1980s dance party rave.
With a fog machine?
With a fog machine. That was implied.
Oh.
You apparently have never been to a 1980s rave.
No, I haven't.
Neither have I, and I think it's apparent.
Yeah, this fog just took over everything. I mean, the weather seemed to change there on a dime.
All right. And then this is the view that we're paying extra for.
We found our way to our hotel.
Yeah.
View Lodge.
And the hotel owner was right there and waved us in and knew, he was like, oh, you must be Tim and Marissa. And we're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And he showed us to our room, which was magical. Right across the street was this vista to Bromo in all of its glory.
Well, we couldn't see it at the time.
Potential glory.
Look at this, everyone. So this is our hotel. The view of Mount Bromo is right over there, but it is quite misty at the moment, so you can't see anything. But look how nice this room is. And check it out. There's no air conditioning here. And the reason why there's no air conditioning is because you don't need it. Wow. So the clouds come and go. We're going to get some food.
Yum yum.
But yeah, I think the hotel that we have is a great great choice. I mean, the view is stunning. It's super well priced, like what, $18?
Yeah.
And hot water in the shower, nice and clean, warm blankets. The guy is super, super nice, Cahyo. And yeah, it's just lots of parking area. If anyone comes to see Bromo, I would highly recommend that little place. I'll put the little name of it and whatnot, Cahyo, in the description.
Just don't take the one road.
Just don't, yeah, whatever you do when you come on this road, make sure you come at it from town. Go into town and then turn into the road. Don't turn on the road with this steep incline. That's where we almost didn't make it. We walked back into town for dinner that evening.
Oh, right.
You take it, though. I know you really like those eggs. By the time that we had finished our meal, the mist had gone. There were still clouds in the sky, but it created this incredible sunset. Wow.
So the sun started to at first like have this golden hue to it, and there's these three major peaks that you can kind of see the silhouettes of. It just turned more and more like an oil painting.
Yes.
With every minute, and it was absolutely stunning.
I think there was something about that volcanic air that created the colors of this sunset to be even more vibrant than they normally would have been. Wow. This is amazing. What a perfect spot.
Check this out.
We are at Mount Bromo at sunset. Look at this.
This is nuts. This is like a painting slash a scene from the Lord of the Rings slash this is just, there's been like three things that I want to do in Indonesia, this being one of them. And
Yes.
we merged into the rainy season, and I was really scared that we wouldn't get this, but by God, we got
did.
this.
Oh my goodness. And check out this cloud behind us. It is not a cloud.
It's not, it's my anger.
It is a plume from the active volcano.
Yeah.
There was so much dust and pyroclastic in the air. I mean, you could tell just by breathing. Sometimes you could smell that sulfur smell. I think there was something in the air that just reflected off all of those little bits of ash and dust, and it just made the colors super orange and incredibly intense.
One of the best sunsets I've seen in a very, very long time.
Look at the color of that sky. It's so misty and hazy, and then you've got the setting sun, and we're way up high, and I don't know what it is, but this sky and its colors are amazing. I hope it shows up in the video, because it's really surreal to be standing here.
And then once we thought the whole spectacular sunset had happened, then when I went back out to get some stuff off the bike, I kind of peeked over the edge again, and it was just like grand finale number 5.
Look at this. We went to get stuff out of the bike. The sunset just keeps coming. These colors.
Just super, super beautiful. We were within a golden globe. It was it was so crazy.
You could see the smoke being puffed out of Mount Bromo itself as it erupted ever so slightly. Sometimes there would be a lot of that smoke, and sometimes there would just be tiny little puffs. It was like an old British man with a pipe.
Yeah, a detective.
Yes.
And this whole place was a mystery. It was insane.
All right, time for bed. We gotta wake up really early and get to the top of Bromo for sunrise. Good night.
It was very, very beautiful, though. I'm glad that we had survived some of the poor traffic that, was difficult to weave through. We got across the sea of sand and all the difficulties there. We climbed back up the side of the mountain on a motorcycle with like 1 horsepower. And yeah, we finally got to, soak in the glory of this beautiful sunset and get to sleep with the excitement of like Christmas Eve, of knowing you're gonna wake up and explore even more of this gorgeous scenery.
Next time, we are going to be actually exploring the whole Bromo area itself.
It's gonna be epic.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. Ding ding. And if you've been enjoying this journey, you can support us on our Patreon page. Just check out the link in the description below, and you can join for as little as $1 a month, and it really helps to push us along and get us across seas of sand and get us up these volcanic rims to bring you this incredible footage.
Absolutely.
We have 2 new patrons from the last time.
Yeah, Jim and Larry.
And Larry, yes. So
thank you for joining the journey.
welcome on board.
Indeed, and thank you for the spirit push up that hill.
And thank you to all of you that have watched our videos and gives us likes and hit subscribe, and all of that really, really helps us as well. So thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you next time.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
This is kind of like a tourist, not tourist area, this is,
Hot spot.
yeah. That's right, it is a hot spot, literally, geologically.
We knew we needed to get to our hotel safely to take in more extravagant views.
Extravagant.
It's extravagant.